A seething vessel. Bring the wrath to her.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
Okay, so I know how to get to one of the next chapters. I just fucked it up the first time. So let's go ahead and do that one real quick.
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Right, so we're gonna make this one. Alright, so, let's see. Figured out I'm not doing this.
No, you have to do it. Don't mention it. It's all part of the job.
Oh shit, I don't want to be here though.
You make your way up. A warning. She will...
Yeah. I didn't want to proceed to the cabin, god damn it. Alright. I didn't pick the right thing. It's alright, we'll try something else.
The cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust.
You can't repeat chapters you've already gotten.
Is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade.
Well, that sucks. Okay. Well, good to know. Thank you, Lantern. Oh no, not the porcelain princess. Yeah, she was fucking terrifying.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Okay, Okay, so I've taken the blade and attacked her. I've taken the blade and I've talked to her. I don't think I've taken the blade and then... No, wait. I did. I took the blade and then I ran out of the room. So let's not take the blade this time.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her voice softly carries up the stairs.
I haven't heard the voice of the hero yet.
Hello? Is someone there?
She doesn't sound demanding like she did before.
It's hypnotizing. It's the kind of voice you only have to hear once to remember it for the rest of your life. Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation. You're playing a dangerous game by coming here unarmed.
It's okay, worst comes to worst, I'll eat you like a pelican. Let's see. I like how there's I'm here to save you, and there's lie, I'm here to save you. Let's just continue down the stairs.
Good. You're still listening to reason. It would be better if you had a weapon, but you may still be able to do what needs to be done. You walk down the stairs and lock eyes.
She looks so sad this time.
There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement. She's beautiful. How could someone like this be a threat to anyone? I am begging you to stay focused. There's a lot riding on you here.
Hi. Do you think you can get me out of these chains?
I wonder what happens if I get close to her. Is she just gonna choke me out and murder me? I'm curious.
You're only making this more difficult.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're making a huge mistake.
Right, I want to see what happens if I'm kind to her. Shut the fuck up, narrator.
No, you're doing the right thing. You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
I'm guessing you don't have the key?
I do not.
Maybe it's somewhere upstairs. Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabin.
We cursed to some shit. Possibly? We're not quite sure. All we know is that perspectives are important. If there isn't a key, do you have any other ideas? I'm going to check upstairs. Maybe the key's still lying around up somewhere. If not, maybe I can at least find something to break you free. Actually, let's ask it. If there isn't a key, do you have any other ideas?
Maybe there's some way to break the chains?
Maybe.
Or if that doesn't work, I guess we can always cut me out of them.
She's
She
being
offers
very
the
nice.
suggestion with almost complete nonchalance. If we were stuck down here long enough, I'm sure we'd be nonchalant about cutting our way out if it meant we could finally be free.
That's true.
You attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut. You hear the click of a lock sliding into place.
Who the fuck followed me and locked me in?
Someone else here? You try the door, but it's locked from the outside.
Which motherfucker locked me in here?
Your shouts and pleas are met with silence.
Well, fuck
You're
you.
here to slay the princess, and you won't leave until the task is done.
Guess I'll return to the bottom of the stairs then.
You make your way to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd just taken the blade like you were supposed to.
You've not lived my lives, buddy. It would not have been easier.
Easier for whom?
Yeah.
Easier for everyone. Look at the mess you're in.
Yeah, who put me here?
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they?
They
There's
did.
a slight panic rising in the princess's voice.
If I could just get out of these chains, I know we could force our way out of here together.
That is
She
true.
barely hesitates
Oh, God.
before raising her arm to her mouth, her teeth tearing through her limb with the determination of a trapped wolf.
Was not expecting that.
As she rips her flesh from her bone, a sound comes from behind you, the clang of bouncing metal. It's the blade from upstairs. You're not sure how it made its way down here, but if there's a time to strike, it's now. Or we could use it to free her.
We could use it to free her.
You won't like what happens if you do that.
Look, I'm curious at this point. Save the princess or slay the princess. We haven't gotten this far before. We haven't gotten this far before. She's literally ripping through her own arm to be free, but she hasn't been hostile towards me yet. I want to see what happens if I'm nice to her, despite the fact that she is currently Hannibal Lectering herself through her own chains.
Fine. Against your better judgment,
What are you happening with
you
this?
place the blade against the ragged, self-inflicted wound on the princess's arm, just above the unyielding chain binding her to this place. You cut into her flesh. The blade is sharp, and it takes little effort to crack through the bone of her arm. Her limb
Nonchalant.
falls to the ground, and the heavy chains follow suit. She didn't so much as utter a sound through the whole ordeal. No, she didn't.
I don't like that.
She smiles softly as her gaze meets yours, blood from her wounded arm dripping rhythmically to the ground.
Perhaps I have made a mistake.
How is she still smiling after everything? It's like she isn't even bothered by what just happened.
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
Approach the locked door.
No, we won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world. No, I can't just let her escape into the world. As the princess approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward and raises the blade. Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just do that.
He's taking control of my body.
Watch me.
What are you doing?
The narrator. Oh, and it doesn't give me any other option. Warn her.
Stop that.
Something's come over you, hasn't it? You know you don't have to do this, right?
I'm trying not
The
to.
body lunges forward, the blade held low, ready to sink into her heart.
Oh yeah, it's been clear that the narrator knows something that we don't know. This is making it even
Princess
worse.
dodges, stumbling back against the wall before the blade has a chance to connect. Stop it. Stop trying to resist me. I'm trying to get you out of here alive.
Please resist.
The blade. Move the blade.
She's been nothing but nice to me, even though she's a monster. She's been nothing but nice to me.
As your body remains frozen in stubborn resistance, the princess takes a cautious step forward.
We both know this isn't you.
She nervously reaches towards you and takes the blade from your infuriatingly rigid hands. What are you doing?
No one hijacks my fucking body.
I'm sorry. I'll try to be quick.
So she's gonna fucking murder me?
She plunges it into your chest, tearing through flesh and sinew. It is agony. But you aren't dead yet.
I mean, at least she seems upset by it.
Oh no, I'm so sorry.
Stay strong. We can tough it out until it's done. For her sake. For her sake? Don't you start pretending that dying a painful death is some sort of heroic gesture. The two of you have literally doomed everyone.
I'm trying to be kind and you're fucking it up every step of the way, my man.
Whatever. She sinks the blade into your chest again and again and again, and you feel every inch of burning pain that slices its way into your body.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, that shouldn't be funny.
She doesn't know how to use a knife, does she? Apparently not, though it doesn't matter how sloppy her knife work is, does it? A stab wound is still a stab wound, and it won't be long before you bleed out.
At least she feels bad.
I'm so sorry.
See, she feels bad. She just wants to be free.
One last thrust of the knife. Your legs give out beneath you. You collapse to the floor, your blood pooling around you, your limbs unresponsive. The princess stares down at your ruined chest as tears carve rivulets of pink down her blood-spattered cheeks.
Yeah, at least she's sorry. At least there's remorse, absolutely.
It can't just end like this, right? Oh, that's rich coming from you. As much as I'd prefer for things to have gone differently, I can't deny the reality of what's happened. The two of you made your choice. It's over.
She feels bad about
Everything
it. Don't be
goes
mean
dark.
to her.
And you die.
Chapter 2, The Damsel. Alright, so let's see what trigger warnings we have for the
You're
damsel,
on a
shall we?
path in the woods. And at the end of that path is a cabin.
Oh god.
And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
Alright, so Hershey, I'm going to try to be sensitive here, but the damsel has derealization, force, and gore. So I don't know, that will probably happen a bit more towards the end. But just keep that in mind.
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Hasn't this happened already? Group hug, yes. Oh, you bastard, you're in for it now. I'm wise to your tricks. Turn around and leave.
You have already committed to my completion. You cannot go further astray.
Oh shit, she's talking to me from beyond. Okay, fine.
My tricks? What on earth are you talking about? We just met for the first time. If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way. Yes, he didn't approve of
The
us
smitten?
last time, did he? If we're going to save our beloved, we'll have to be sneaky about it.
Oh, so he's in love with the princess.
Our beloved? Yes, you'll have to be very sneaky about your intentions if you're going to try and save the princess. Ah, so all of the cards are on the table. Then you should know that we and the princess are in love, and the four of us will be foiling any and all assassination attempts you've got in the works. We'll see about that. Whatever you do, just be sure to ignore him specifically.
I don't think I
Sounds like
will.
he's the sort who'd sacrifice the whole world for a peck on the cheek.
This is the run where we're nice to the princess, so I think I'm going to listen to him the most.
What can I say? A world without love is a world that isn't worth saving.
I mean, I'm smitten with smitten. Let's assume I'm telling the truth, and all this really did happen. Why should I listen to you? Why should I bother doing anything? That's not going to take us anywhere. Let's be smitten.
A warning. But she will lie. We
Yes,
already
yes.
told you we're not playing along with your little game. It's your lies that can't be trusted. Her beauty is the only thing in the world we can believe in.
So far, yes, he is the nicest one.
I think we've already been over this. I'm pretty sure he just likes the sound of his own voice. I do, but I also speak from the heart. My passions are too great to be stifled. They must be expressed.
He's so honest. I think he likes to hear his own voice. I do, but also...
Sure, yeah, your passions are strong and all, but not everyone needs to hear them. Some things are better kept quiet.
No, let the man talk,
Don't
hero.
pay their bickering any mind. Focus on the task ahead.
Yes, helping the princess. Which I will be doing, because I'm smitten for her. And so is Smitten. And Hero likes her as well, so you're the only one
The
out.
interior of the cabin is clean and elegant, its stone walls draped in fine-threaded tapestries, a prison befitting a royal prisoner. The only furniture of note is an ornate wooden table with a pristine blade perched on its edge.
I'm just going to look at the mirror, and then I'm going to go through the door. Also, I wonder what happens if you just ignore the mirrors.
The blade is your implement.
I'm just going to approach the mirror.
You walk up to the... What are you talking about? This isn't a wall.
Okay, so wipe the mirror
You
clean.
reach forward and...
Okay,
there was
so...
a mirror, and now it's gone. Pity. We could have a feather out of place, and now we'll never know. We can't gallantly sweep her off her feet if we have a feather out of place.
Of course you can't. Your heart needs to be immaculate. Okay, so let's enter the basement. We're not going to hurt the princess this time.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing an intricate stairwell. Gold-trimmed carpet glimmers in the light of the torches positioned along the walls. The basement almost seems welcoming in the dim firelight, but it's still a stone basement. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favour.
I mean, this is rather nice
A soft
compared to the other
voice
ones.
carries up the stairs.
Hello? Is someone there?
I feel like she's gotten
Her
girlier.
voice, it's somehow even more beautiful than last time. I can hear wedding bells already. I've held my tongue till now, but you're taking this a little too far. We barely even know the princess. We can still do right by her without all this over-the-top fawning. Yes, for everyone's sake, you're not in love. Just remember that her charms are all part of the manipulation.
Right, but she's been nothing but kind to us, and she felt very bad when she murdered us the first time, so maybe she'll feel even worse murdering us the second time.
You walk down the stairs and
Oh, she's
lock
in a
eyes
prettier
with the
dress.
princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall. My love, we're here to rescue you from your unjust and foul imprisonment. You know she can't hear you, right? She may not be able to hear my words, but surely she can hear my spirit. Oh, your spirit's plenty loud, all right.
Look, I love him. Shut up, narrator.
It's you, my dashing hero. I was so worried you wouldn't come back.
Oh, she remembers. I mean, they all remembered us before, but still.
Did you hear that? She said we're dashing.
She said we're dashing, guys. Did you hear?
And she called us a hero.
She
Flattery
did.
really goes a long way with the two of you, doesn't it? Waiting for you to come back. I didn't want to believe your ravings back in the woods, but this is next to incontrovertible evidence. You've been here before.
We sure have.
That's right, villain. And you killed us.
Yeah, because you were a dick.
Well, she killed us.
Because you were a dick.
Only because he made us try and kill her. It was self-defense. Our beloved's hands remain unstained by cruelty.
So you were smitten, you're our only hope.
And you've died before. So an entire world has been damned to oblivion. I'd really hoped I'd be the first, but what's done is done. What matters is you have a chance to do it right this time.
See, it's interesting because I'm noticing that the more you listen to the voices that pop up, the more likely you are to succeed. And then the less you listen to the narrator, the more likely you are to succeed. It's interesting.
We damned a whole world. But everything reset. Nothing resets. You're just somewhere else. You can't keep hopping between worlds forever. Especially not without leaving a trail of incomprehensible devastation behind you. This is horrible.
This is really good game design, is what it is.
Horrible for you, maybe, but we've been given another opportunity to sweep her off her feet and treat her like the lady she is.
There were more men like Smitten in the world. I feel like I'd have gotten into the dating pool a lot sooner.
Now, hold on. If she actually ended a world, are you sure we want to do this? Are you sure we want to rescue her?
Yes.
We never saw a world end, and now I'm even more certain that we must chase our heroic and romantic destiny than I've ever been. I shan't let anyone convince us otherwise. Are you listening to him? He's lost it. Don't let him distract you. Just do your job.
Okay. You killed me last time and it hurt a lot. Why did you do that? I didn't bring a knife. Do I have to cut you out again? What happened after I died? I have to ask, did you end the world after you killed me back there? I'm so sorry about what happened last time. The narrator who sent me here to kill you took over my body. It was extremely unfair.
If another version of me was pushed to such drastic action, it was for good reason.
That's true.
That's okay. You were just doing your best, and that's all that matters.
I love her.
She took that in stride. To a surprising extent. An almost unsettling extent, actually. That's because she's perfect. Do
Easy.
you think she has someone like him telling her what to do?
That's a good point. I'm so conflicted.
Doesn't. There's no one else like me.
This is kind of giving me, Little Misfortune vibes.
I think he's right, because I like it better if she doesn't have some horrid little voice like him, always trying to drive her to violence.
Okay. What happened after I died?
You died, and now we're talking.
So there was no space in between there. Okay. But before we started talking, did the world end? Did you end the world?
I don't know. Was I supposed to have ended the world? Would that have made you happy?
Oh dear.
Isn't that just like our darling princess? She wants to make us happy. My heart melts further with every word that passes through her beautiful lips. Are you listening to her? That's a confession.
Honestly, the world sucks. People are a plague, and I hope you brought a slow and painful ruin to them all. Okay, so let's... we need to get into Iris mode, because I would personally be like, no, I don't want the world to end, which is an option you can't see because it's behind my camera. But I have no feelings one way or another about the world ending, or honestly, the world sucks. People are a plague, and I hope you brought a slow and painful ruin to them all. I feel like she'd probably have no feelings one way or another about the
At least
world
you're being
ending.
honest. I can't believe that the fate of the entire world has been left in the hands of a nihilist.
You started this.
The princess shifts in uncomfortable confusion.
I'm sorry, my darling.
Me too. I don't care.
She wasn't
So
confused
blasé.
for long. If she doesn't care, then clearly she didn't end the world. It would take a great desire for evil to do something so inconceivable, and our dearest has not an ounce of cruelty within her.
She doesn't
All
actually
is
seem
well,
to.
and it's high time we rescued our beloved.
That's fair. Okay, let's go ahead and do it.
Rescue her? What are you talking about? Did you forget that she's a world-ending monstrosity?
Doesn't seem like
And
it.
even if you wanted to unleash her onto the world, despite the complete moral disaster that would be, you'd have to get her out of those chains. Good luck with that.
I have a feeling they look less, like, thick than they did last time, so maybe it'll be
Don't you
easier.
see how dainty her hands are? We'll be able to slip her out with ease. No,
Dainty
she's
hands.
a prisoner here. You can't just slip her hand through the chains.
We can, and also there's a window this time.
If her hand could just slip out of the chains, why hasn't she done it already?
Because she was waiting for us. We're her true love.
Because we've yet to present her with her freedom.
Believe in Smitten and he will deliver. Alright, I'm trusting you, Lantern.
I'm not sure I follow. Would you rather believe me, a passionate heart guided by love and my own good nature? Or would you rather believe the devil on your shoulder who tells you what you can and cannot do?
You're right. He's not my real
I
mum.
think I'd rather believe in facts.
I ride for Smitten.
Ah, so you're one of those empiricists.
Empiricists.
One of us has to be. Then let me show you a brand new truth. Narrator, we courageously step forward and free our beloved from her bindings. No, I can't let you do that. If you take another step towards the princess, I would if you had a weapon. Not on my watch, villain. My passions contain titanic depths, and if you try anything that might harm our dearest, I will end our life without a second thought.
Oh shit.
You wouldn't.
I think he would, actually.
I would.
See?
I'd listen to him if I were you. He has a lot of strong feelings. And doesn't the world end if we don't stop her?
She looks
You approach the princess and gingerly slide her hand from her bindings. That shouldn't have worked. I'll be damned. We're doomed.
She looks so much more... She looks less, like, haggard than she did before.
I can't believe it. But I guess I have to. I told you. There's no life more worth living than that of a true believer.
Like, her eyes are less sunken in and she looks, like, happy. It's nice.
I'm free, and you're not trying to kill me this time. Thank you. Thank you so much.
The princess jumps up and smothers you in a joyful embrace. Ugh.
We can murder the world together, it's fine. Nothing is impossible with Smitten. We're one!
If only you had a weapon, one slip of the wrist and your pristine blade would be buried in her back and everyone out there would be saved.
I wouldn't want to murder her, she's too nice.
Luckily for Mr. Romance, we don't have a weapon.
Right, because I didn't pick one.
Who needs a weapon when we have the power of love on our side?
What do we do now?
We leave. Actually, what do you want to do?
Let me guess. End the world? Spoken with the rank cynicism of someone who has never felt love in his heart.
I don't actually know. Nobody's ever asked me what I wanted before.
I always have faith.
She doesn't even know what she wants. You may have had her all wrong. What if this whole thing is just a misunderstanding? What if she doesn't want to end the world?
Yeah.
You're so gullible. Is the only thing you've ever doubted the actual truth?
It's coming from you.
I think I want to leave.
Okay.
And I think...
The princess closes her eyes in deep reflection. And then she shrugs.
Don't say anything out of pocket, please.
I don't know. What do you want to do?
Baby, don't make me welcome you in. What if she just wanted love? Exactly. What if she just wanted love? I want you to tell me what you want. There must be something you want. Do you want to end the world? I just want to leave. We can figure the rest out later. If you want to leave, then let's leave.
That sounds perfect.
The princess takes your hand, the last hopes of the entire world slipping through your fingers as they intertwine with hers.
Look at the sparkles. She's so happy.
We have each other. We don't need the world for our happy ending. I like to think that you do, actually.
Nope.
Look, I have my doubts, but the choice has been made and this is happening. You don't have to mope about it. I will mope about it, because moping is the only recourse you love-blind fools have left me with. You and the princess walk up the stairs hand in hand.
He's so upset.
Ugh, look at the way she's smiling at you. She doesn't have to be so happy about this. And what happens after we walk up the stairs?
We live happily ever after, god damn it.
Let's see. Oh, isn't that interesting? The door slams in your face and the lock clicks.
Fuck you, narrator.
That's a familiar move. Did I do that last time? Then you should know that you won't be able to leave.
We'll just live happily ever after, or we'll go through the window.
Oh no! Did someone lock us in here? That's not fair. We're supposed to leave now.
She's right. It isn't fair. But the unfairnesses of the world are no match for the strength of true love.
Yes, Smitten, let's throw ourselves out the window.
Enough with this true love nonsense. You just met her. Of course you wouldn't understand. Our passions run deeper than anything you have ever known.
They're that couple that, like, meets on the street and then gets married within a month.
Are you listening to this? You don't have to go along with the every whim of that delusional voice.
Oh no, I absolutely do, and we're going out the window.
I'm just along for the ride at this point.
Preach, Smitten, preach. Do you think you can open it? I think we can open it if we try together. I think I've got this. Open the door by yourself. Moments. Here, let's do it together.
Okay. Yeah, let's do it.
Like a pair of teenagers in love, You and the princess place your hands on the door together. Blech.
I love how disgusted he is with it.
And
And
the lock clicks and the door creaks open. Are you kidding me? I told you our love was insurmountable.
I have no power over smitten maidenless narrator.
You
Good
and the
scrub.
princess make your way upstairs and...
Don't you dare
Wait,
do
that's
anything.
Right. There's still a chance for you to do the right thing. Take the blade from the table and slay her before it's too late.
I will be doing no such thing. You're
You're
not doing
enjoying
that.
this, aren't you?
I am.
You're taking every opportunity you can to draw out the end of the world and make me suffer. I hate you.
I have lived like 15 lifetimes at this point, narrator. I hate you a little bit more.
That's the way out. We're going to leave together, just like you wanted.
Yes, I suppose you are going to do that, aren't you? You cross the room, opening the door to the cabin, and then you step outside.
Romantic haze, your love will set you free here's what I get. She looks so happy, and look at the stars twinkling behind her. She's so happy.
A happy ending at last.
Yeah, this is the first happy ending we've gotten.
We did it. What should we do now?
Where did everything go?
She's about to get eaten by
Where did
hands.
he go? Oh, is he gone? I hadn't noticed. I was too busy staring deep into our beloved's eyes.
Oh, this is your first experience with the void and the hands. So there you go.
I'm cold. Is being happy supposed to be so cold?
She's cold. Quick, our feathers. Pluck them all and weave her a coat
We have
worthy
feathers?
of a princess.
See, they're the hands. This happens every time. But you don't get the chance to make that jacket. Nor will you ever. It's time for you to leave. Memory returns.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And is that a mirror? Why is it here? Why now?
Of course you're scared. This is the end for you, but it's not the end for me. I've done this one. I'll just approach the mirror. You approach the mirror. Now, is my little weird lizardy form going to be fatter again?
This doesn't feel right. It feels different. Final.
Right, for you, not for me.
Yes. I fear that we won't like what we'll see. What if we just sit here and preen for a while? That can't hurt, right?
The voices feel small, distant as you approach. Gaze into your reflection. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone once again. The mirror always makes them leave, but you need to see what's in it. The decay, you've withered. Interesting. I had bloated before, but I'm withered now. Interesting. You find yourself in the long quiet once again. Proceed to the cabin. You are in the cabin, or at the cabin. Approach her.
I am a growing chorus of contradiction, a mass of tides ebbing and flowing all at once in more directions than my attention can bear to hold. To look at any one is to shift them all into something new, and to look away is to reshape them yet again. All of me is changing, and yet the rest of me is still the same.
So every time that we live a life, and we go into the princess and we do something different, that inevitable end is eaten by this entity and the princess and the hands. So hopefully that explains that. You can't be a contradiction. Contradictions don't exist. That's a lie. I was a contradiction once. How can you stand to be a contradiction? It doesn't matter how many times I go back. At least one of us always hurts the other. Doesn't it change you? Doesn't that make it worse?
It changes me, but it doesn't make me worse, nor does it make me care for you any less. Does it make you worse? Do you resent me?
So the thought that I have, out of character, the thought that I have is that all of the different endings of slaying the princess, um, are actually building up to this entity that actually is the princess, and then we have to slay that entire entity. But it's made it very clear that the only way for us to be able to do that is once we actually complete it. I don't. Hmm. No, I don't. I don't hate her. I don't think. You don't seem so distant as soon as I'm near you.
It does seem small from here, and the more we journey, the smaller each of those steps will be. But that doesn't make any of them less special.
Let's see. How can you stand to be a contradiction?
As easily as you can stand to be you. You are like me, even if you have chosen not to look at the corners of you that do not fit. Even if you have chosen to ignore the brilliant contours of your soul.
Let's see. What do you think of this vessel?
This one is soft and delicate. You molded her to love you, and she'll make for a gentle heart. Do not mourn her. She has served her purpose.
Good idea, though, of theory. As Rika would say, that's an interesting theory. The triggers for each of these don't matter when you say that. Let's see. Do you know what happens to the worlds we leave behind?
My perspectives are shadowed. You have seen what I have seen, just as I have seen what you have seen. The angles of my vantage do not offer me hidden truths, and my attention is turned inward, except when you are here with me. Perhaps this will change when our work is done.
Do you still not care what I bring you next?
I care about your gifts, but I have no preferences to burden you with. Even if I did, I would never dare to tarnish our relationship by assuming myself above you.
Let's see. How many more vessels do I need to bring you?
We will know when we near our destination.
It doesn't help. Okay, I think I'm ready to go back.
I will be here when it is time for us to meet again.
Everything goes dark, and you die.